Welcome, Machine Tool. This is our second video for our CNC project. In the previous video, we looked at how to do some basics using the Autodesk Inventor CAD software. In this installation, we are going to be continuing our work in Autodesk Inventor. However, we're going to start looking at the actual project that we're going to be making, the Tic-Tac-Toe board. As you can see on the screen here, you're going to be starting with a chunk of plastic that is roughly 5.5 inches by 5.5 inches by 2 inches thick. It's a pretty solid chunk of plastic. You're going to be taking this and you're going to be carving it up on the CNC from your CAD model and programming to eventually turn that chunk of plastic into our Tic-Tac-Toe board. So this will be hopefully what our finished product looks like, and it's going to take a number of steps to get there. I have gone ahead and made a little video of what this product is going to be like in the end, just so we can maybe get excited about some of the work ahead of us to see the outcome as we go. Everything that you see here will be provided in the end, assuming you're able to get the project finished. You'll be given the chunk of plastic, which gets machined out as you see. You'll be getting the 2 black caps that fit snugly into the holes, and you'll be getting 10 marbles, 5 of 2 different colors, that you'll be able to take with you when this project is over. So now that we have kind of seen what it is we're trying to make, let's take a look at the blueprint. So we're actually going to be drawing 2 or 3 different CAD files that we're going to be taking into our programming and eventually into the CNC for 3 different operations. So for the first CAD file, we're going to be drawing what we see here. And you'll be able to print out this PDF to have the actual dimensions in front of you, so you hopefully don't have to always be just looking on the screen. But this is what we'll be machining. So we'll be starting with that solid chunk of plastic. As you can see here, the big dimensions are 5.5 by 5.5. And your plastic will be 2 inches thick, so we'll be shaving some material off of it to get down to the 1.8 eventually on the machine. We'll be holding this block of material in the vise with this lip down here, and we'll be machining right to that lip. So in Inventor, let's go ahead and get started. When you first open up Autodesk Inventor, you'll see a screen probably like this. So we're going to open up an individual part file. And from here, again, we did the demonstration of some basics for Inventor, but we're going to go ahead and draw this up. So we're going to start sketch. I like to start on the XY plane. And then we are going to do a 2-point rectangle starting at the 0. And I always come down into this plane because that's the plane that we're actually going to be machining in later. So if you can keep in this plane, it's going to make the steps in our programming a lot easier. We'll still show you how to fix it later, but this will make it easier down the road. So 5.5, tab, 5.5, tab, enter. Gives us our rectangle. Finish this sketch. And we're going to extrude this according to the blueprint, 0.25. And okay. So we've just drawn the lip down here. Now we need to draw the upper block that is centered on that, which is 5 inches by 5 inches and 1.55 tall. So we're going to sketch on that surface. I'm going to draw another 2-point rectangle. And for right now, I'm just going to draw it in there, not giving it any size yet. And now I'm going to use the dimension tool to grab 2 lines to dimension between. So I'm going to dimension this gap to be 1/4 inch. So I'm going to grab this line, click. I'm going to grab this line, click. And I'm going to move my mouse up here and place it, click. 0.25. And I'm going to do that all the way around. Here, here, place it. Here, here, place. Here, here, place. 3 clicks each time. Finish that sketch, and I'm now going to extrude that shape by clicking in here, and I'm going to send it 1.55 as I had stated according to the blueprint that we have. Now we need to start placing all of those holes in here. There's a bunch of them. So we're actually just going to draw one, and then we're going to use what's called rectangular pattern to do the rest of them. So it looks like it is 1 inch from the edges to get to the corner hole. 1 inch up, 1 inch over gets us to the first hole, which is 5/8 of an inch diameter at 0.2 inches deep. So we're going to sketch on here. We're going to just draw the circle randomly in there, 0.625 for 5/8 of an inch diameter. We're going to place it by clicking on an edge for dimension tool, edge, and then the circle, and we can place a dimension. 1 inch, we said. Do it for the other direction, edge, circle, place it, 1 inch. Finish that sketch, extrude that circle as a cut this time, down here, cut instead of add, and we said 0.2. And okay. And we have 1 rectangle. So now we're going to take that rectangle and make copies of it in rows using this tool up here, rectangle pattern. What do I want to make copies of? That circle. Which direction for direction 1? I'm going to grab an edge, and I can change the direction if it's going the wrong way. I'm going to grab direction 2 to go the opposite direction, change direction as needed. How many copies? 3 that way, and 3 this direction. How far apart? 1.5 and 1.5. And we can see, according to the blueprint, 1.5 inches apart and 3 rows and 3 columns. And when we say OK to all of that information right here, it automatically makes the rest of those holes. We now have to do the fillets and the chamfer. So looking at the blueprint, we have a radius of 0.25 on this outer fillet right here on these corners. 0.25 radius. So we're going to go fillet tool up here, and we're going to grab each of the edges all at once. And then we're going to come in here for the radius and tell it whatever we wanted, which was 0.25. Apply, and we just put the 1/4 inch radius around those edges. Next is going to be the chamfer, which is kind of an angled cut. And it says that's a 0.125 chamfer at 45 degrees all the way around. So I'm going to come over here, and next to the fillet tool is chamfer. Click on that. Edges here is that top edge. It already grabs 1/8 inch. Apply. And we now have everything we need for the first set of operations on our TicTacToe board. We need to save this file. Make sure if you're saving on school computers that you are saving it in the numbered network drive. So when you do the down arrow, you're going to see a bunch of drives. You don't see it on mine because as a staff, I don't have the number. But you'll see one of these as a numbered drive, which matches your username for the computer system. You have to save in that drive on the school computers, or there's a chance it will automatically delete itself overnight when the computers restart. So make sure you're saving it in there. For me, I'm going to save it in my system. So in my hard drive, classes, machine tool, CNC, and I'm going to make a folder in here for TicTacToe Project. So everything I do for this project will be saved into this folder. And this is TicTacToe top, because we'll have other files for the tic-tac-toe. So I'm going to save this one as the top file. And this is now matching the blueprint that we have for this file. So by following these steps today, you can pause it, rewind it as much as you need. Hopefully you can follow along in Autodesk Inventor to come up with the same file that you're going to save as a CAD model. We will later be taking this CAD model into another program in order to program our coordinate system for the CNC to be able to start cutting it out, and that'll be another video. Good luck. and hopefully this has helped.